How you doing out there? My name is Jason Bryant. This is Philosophy 102. Today I would like to talk to you about the criminal justice system in America and basically how African Americans in general have been being treated since the start of America, and really how some of the recent events have been making a lot of this stuff come to light. And I would also like to go over with you whether, if you guys think that this is a current, recent event, this is something that's just happening now, or if this is just something that's been going on for a long time. The only difference is now there's a lot of cameras capturing what's going on. And I would also like to share with you how John Rawls' theory of justice really related to the struggles that many minorities have been going through these days. And so right now I'd like to present to you the first principle of justice by John Rawls. The first principle of justice: each person has the same indefeasible claim to a fully adequate scheme of equal basic liberties, which scheme is compatible with the same scheme of liberties for all. These basic liberties are to be secured in the Constitution of the state. Some basic rights would be liberty of conscience, the right to vote, right to hold public office, and freedom of speech. This principle takes priority over the second principle. In other words, we cannot trade any of our liberties for some other goods. We first secure these rights equally for everyone. And I would like to highlight that we must first secure these rights equally for everyone. We would accept this principle because no one would be willing to gamble with these rights that secure your political liberty and most basic freedoms. The second principle of justice states social and economic inequalities are to satisfy two conditions. They are to be attracted to offices and positions open to all under conditions of fair equality and opportunity. They are to be the greatest benefit of the least advantaged members of society. The difference principle. In other words, when some gain more political power, this has to be under conditions where anyone in society has an equal opportunity to hold that office. The second part rules out a situation in which the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. In other words, any inequality that allows the people at the top to gain most also increase the situation of the least well off. So it seems that John Rawls' theory of justice and my recent observations seem to intersect and show some relevance with these unraveling events that's happened over the past few years, because it seems like, very much here in the United States and really all over the world, opportunity is just not distributed evenly. So now I'd like to share with you a few clips of some real influential African American leaders who have made a real impact in the coming up of African Americans in this day and age in America, and hopefully we can try to figure out where everything went wrong.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream.
Today our people can see that we're faced with a government conspiracy. This government has failed us. The senators who are filibustering concerning your and my rights, that's the government. Don't say it's Southern senators, this is the government. This is the government filibuster. It's not a segregationist filibuster. It's the government filibuster. Any kind of activity that takes place on the floor of the Congress or the Senate, that's the government. Any kind of dilly-dallying, that's the government.
The inbound pass comes into Jordan. Here's Michael at the foul line. A shot on the Michael Jordan hits it at the foul line. 100 to 100.
people have to offer. And so tonight I came prepared to be open, and I would like to thank the Board of Governors for the opportunity to receive the love and the Oscar.
Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. It's not easy. If it was easy, there'd be no Kerry Washington. If it was easy, there'd be no Taraji Henson, Pete Henson. If it were easy, there'd be no Octavia Spencer. But not only that, if it were easy, there'd be no Viola Davis. If it were easy, there'd be no Michael T. Williamson, no Stephen McKinley Henderson, no Russell Hornsby. If it were easy, there'd be no Denzel Washington.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
That I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
The office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
And will, to the best of my ability.
And will, to the best of my ability.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help you God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
So as you've just seen, all the great potential, all the great examples, all the great leaders that African Americans have become, how do we get to this point where it seems like there's so much violence and there's so much hatred coming from all over the place? Why does it seem like the opportunities are so limited to just a select few? How do we get here?
Keeps blowing in his hours, but it's always fake, but you know what?
223, dispatch, shots fired. Subject is down. You grab my taser.
Now I'd like to share with you a few statistics that I've observed and came across, recorded by the NAACP, which will have quite an impact on how your thought process goes as far as how African Americans are treated when it comes to the criminal justice system in America.
3 black men will spend time in prison at some point in their lives. 1 in every 13 black men ages 30 to 34 was in prison in 2011 versus 1 in 90 white men in the same age group. Why? For one, black people are 3 times as likely to be searched than whites during traffic stops and twice as likely to be arrested. And this starts young. Of the population under 18, African Americans make up 17% of the total, 30% of those arrested, and 62% of those tried in adult criminal courts. Being tried as adults leads to longer and more severe sentences. Another reason for the racial disparity of our system is the war on drugs. Despite studies that show black and white people use and deal drugs at equal levels, black people make up 37% of the people arrested for drug offenses. Once they get out of prison, black people are 3 times more likely to be disenfranchised than white people.
Based on everything we've seen here today, now if we only just learn how to think like John Rawls and learn how to distribute opportunity equally and stop limiting each other, then at that point, I believe we'll be able to reach greatness. I'd like to thank the NAACP, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and all the great black leaders that we've seen here today, as well as my director and producer, Brian Ribeiro, and my consigliere, Adriana.